Hi Arun, you have multi-country manufacturing experience in multiple manufacturing sectors, mainly in the B2B markets. If you look at Sri Lanka, our manufacturing sector is mainly characterized by labor arbitrage and then labor intensity and primarily adding value to the primary goods. In the last 2 to 3 decades, nothing much has changed in the product mix. Since somebody who have been associated with the Sri Lankan manufacturing sector for a long time, why do you think we haven't made much progress in high value added manufacturing process in Sri Lanka? Any thoughts on that?
First of all, thank you for giving me this opportunity. Like you said, I have been involved in the manufacturing sector in different geographies and in the Middle East for almost 20 years in Dubai, and then in India, and now I have set up my manufacturing company in Sri Lanka. So to answer your question, we first need to analyze, I think, what are the key drivers of manufacturing, right? How would a country be called competitive in terms of manufacturing? So there are various factors, and some of the key drivers are, of course, number one on top of the list is availability of talent. When I say talent, I mean skilled manpower with the right education, right skill sets. And then you have other factors like, input costs. When I say input costs, energy. Raw material can be imported from anywhere, but energy and infrastructure and strong legal framework, consistent policies, and if you're looking at export based manufacturing, and if you're talking about why Sri Lanka is not able to attract FDIs in manufacturing for export, you need to have a lot of incentives for the big companies to come in also, physical infrastructure and stable and political environment, and these are some of the key drivers. Yes, like you said, I think Sri Lankan manufacturing has tanked in 3 or 4 major sectors. You're talking about tea, rubber, apparel, and maybe spices and tourism as an industry, not manufacturing. Why Sri Lanka is not able to go beyond that? One of the key factors is availability of talent. You have a population of 20 million, and I think only 3 million is available for the manufacturing sector, whereas about 10 million is available for employment. So where is this missing gap of 7 million? Yes, Sri Lanka can take pride in saying that it's a highly literate country as far as primary school education is concerned. What are the number of graduates passing out? What are the number of higher colleges of technology, higher universities, higher education universities available? I think when you're talking about manufacturing, you're talking about engineering graduates, right? I got a number that there are about 3,000 engineering graduates passing out annually in Sri Lanka. That is not enough. If you want to be a manufacturing powerhouse, you need much more than that. So we need to create more universities and encourage more students to go into higher education. I saw some number recently that only about 8% of students who pass out of A level actually go into university. So where are the others? Why are they not able to do it? Simply because there are not available seats enough in the universities. It's not that they can't afford it. And why there are not many universities? Again, that goes on to the next issue of how many universities can a government control. You need to have more colleges and universities to cater to the students so that you bring out more talent, skilled manpower, which in turn will help manufacturing.
Okay. Now quickly elaborate on what are the untapped opportunities in the industry space. You spoke about the
See, untapped opportunities, when you see, let's talk about the geographic location of Sri Lanka. And it's a God-given gift. Colombo port is a major transshipment hub. People in southern part of India understand that. But look how Singapore has positioned itself as a global transshipment hub. Dubai, for that matter, which is like very recent, like it's a 25-30-year-old success story. Colombo should also improve its port infrastructure, and the Colombo port should be projected as a major shipping hub, and then industrial clusters to be formed around that. That is not exploited to the fullest. And number 2, I think Sri Lanka is blessed with a lot of natural resources and valuable minerals. So you need to invite multinational companies to come and set up value-added industries. Today what is happening in Sri Lanka is, I think, basically mining and shipping out the raw material, right? All the value addition happens, for example, quartz, vein quartz, the highest purity level available in Sri Lanka, which is used to make semiconductor chips. But they don't make anything here. All that they do is mine and ship it to countries like Japan and Korea, and all the value addition happens there. The billions of dollars are stuck there, but here you're just shipping out raw material. So these are some of the areas that Sri Lanka can focus on. These are the natural endowments that Sri Lanka has got, which I think they should exploit the potential.
Yeah, I think geographical positioning and the value-added manufacturing are two key things, yes.
These are some more.
Now, if and when EDCA materializes, what do you think, what kind of opportunities that Sri Lanka can really capitalize on?
See, I mean, this has been going on for many years. Started as something else, then SEPA, now EDCA, and a lot of deliberations and, you know, for and against and all that. I think the people in Sri Lanka should look at it at a very broad perspective. How much can you manufacture and sell to 20 million? You need a wider audience. Here, there is an opportunity for you to open up. Just the 4-5 southern states of India is about 250 to 300 million people. You know, when the government of India has formed a task force called Invest India, and you know, the number one pitch for them is, every Indian born after 2005 is going to spend $187,000 in his lifetime. Now multiply that by 1.4 billion. That's the consumer power of India. At the current pace of urbanization, India needs a city to the size of Chicago every year for the next 10 years. That is the growth which India is going on. The Global Competitive Manufacturing Index, India is ranked number 11 in 2016. It's projected that India will reach number 5. So there is a great opportunity for Sri Lanka for trading in goods, technology transfer, joint ventures in technology with India, trade in goods and services. Yes, it has to be regulated. It has to be a rule-based agreement. No argument in that. Sri Lanka has to protect its interests, but you have to look at it at a broader perspective. Every regional trade agreement, New Zealand has benefited from its trade agreement with Australia. Canada has benefited from its trade agreement with the US. All the South American countries have benefited from its trade agreement with Brazil. So it's proven. History is there for you to see. So you do not have to panic what will happen. In fact, Sri Lanka will be the greatest beneficiary if the EDCA happens. So, you know, you have to, and it will bring in a higher degree of competitiveness. And today, I think the Sri Lankan manufacturers have a huge degree of protectionism, because of which your quality is not improving. You need to raise the bar. You need to, you know, become globally competitive. How will you become globally competitive? When you have joint ventures with technology partners who are already up the curve. You're going to benchmark yourself with better people, and you are forced to raise your quality of manufacturing, right? So necessity is the mother of invention, and it will happen. So all this will happen and it's going to be a big benefit for a country like Sri Lanka.
So can Sri Lanka be an Asian lion?
Definitely. There's no reason why Sri Lanka cannot and should not be an Asian economic lion. It should be. It's got a great geographic location. The people have a great mindset and good work ethics, but no opportunity. With 20 million people, you're talking about 3,000 graduates coming out, engineering graduates coming out every year. That's not going to take the country anywhere. It's not a sin to have private educational institutions. The government needs to regulate it, have proper systems in place, regulate it, accreditation of universities, and things will fall in place. I mean, a small emirate like Dubai, with 4 million population, today they have 36 international universities with physical presence there. It's done wonders to Dubai. Look at Singapore with 6 million population, Nanyang Technical University, NUS, ranked number 11 and number 9 in the world. So we need to provide education and talent at a higher level. Create the talent pool, create the infrastructure, and definitely Sri Lanka is poised to be an Asian economic lion.
Thank you, Arun.
Thank you. Thanks.